Hey, what is going on, guys? Slick Joe here. Hoping you guys are having a fantastic day. And in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the trailer for Rave in the Redwoods that we got a couple days ago. There are a lot of interesting and cool things in it, so today I'm going to be talking about some of the ones I think are most important and interesting. If you want to watch the whole trailer all the way through, just the regular plain trailer, I have that on my channel. You can go over and check that out if you want to. But if you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I would really appreciate it a whole damn lot. Let's see if we can hit 15 likes on this video. And with that out of the way, let's get right into it. So the first part of the trailer I want to talk about is right at the beginning. It's this image here. It is like a overview of the camp a little bit, sort of the lake area of the camp. And as you can see down below, there is a magic wheel on that kind of platform out in the middle of the water. Now, the reason I think this is interesting is obviously that must be a playable area if there is a magic wheel there. And that is kind of like a platform that's like right in the middle of the water. Like I said, it's not like attached to anything. At least it doesn't look like it from this angle. And you can see behind it, there's some sort of little building with a dock. And to the right of that, there is like a kind of a shore area, and it looks like the woods, and there's some lights over there, so that might be a playable area as well. Now, this is interesting because how do you get to this platform? Can you go in the water and just swim there, or can you ride some sort of boat that takes you from maybe that building over to that other part of the land and back and forth from that area? It's just kind of interesting how they have this platform out in the middle with a magic wheel on it, kind of signifying that you definitely can play in that area. So it's going to be interesting to see how we get there and what other parts of the map we can travel to. Alright, the next part I want to talk about is the one with this zombie on this spinning wheel and you throw like a knife at him. Now, I'm not sure if this is some sort of challenge or some sort of creepy little mini game or something, but somehow we're going to be able to strap a zombie, or maybe he'll already be on there, to this wheel, and you throw a knife at him. For what reason, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's to complete a challenge or something. That's really the only thing I can think of, because I don't know why else you would be throwing knives at zombies on spinning wheels. That's just fucking creepy. Alright, the next image is this floating platform again out in the middle of the water, and as you can see, it's the magic wheel. I think this has got to be the platform from earlier, and the zombies are just kind of trucking through the water like it's no big deal. So obviously the zombies can swim. Now, can we swim too? Can we get through that water just like they did? Or is it going to be different and we have to take a boat or something like that? I have no idea, but this is just definitely interesting. And the fact that the zombies can kind of swim through the water and just kind of walk through it like it's nothing is going to add a very creepy and possibly difficult aspect to the game. Moving on to the next image is this splash of water, and you can see there's like fish flying out, and if you look closely down at the bottom of the image, you can see a zombie's head in his eyes and one to the left as well. So zombies are like somehow coming out of the water or something, but there's like a lot of splashing going on, so that's kind of weird. Maybe there's like piranhas or something and they're just eating the zombies or trying to, and that will kind of make it so you can't go in the water because you get eaten by the fish or something. I'm not really sure, but this looks really crazy and creepy how these fish are just flying out of the water and there's all this splashing going on, and down at the bottom you can see that zombie head like he's emerging from the water or something like that. Alright, so moving on, we get our first shot of the Sasquatch, which is going to be like the dog round in this map. So normally we had like dog rounds in Black Ops 3, or we had the bug rounds from Shadows of Evil, or the clowns from Zombies in Spaceland. Now we're going to have these Bigfoot guys, which look really creepy and like they're going to be a pain in the ass to take down. So I'm really interested to see how these Sasquatch bosses are, and if they're easy to kill like the dogs and all that and the clowns, or if they're going to be a little more challenging, because the clowns actually were kind of a pain in the ass how they exploded. Alright, so the next couple of images, we get one of a random switch with like a red button on it, and then we see this log trap, and obviously that switch that we saw right before this is the switch for the log trap. You can see it over there to the left, and that must be the switch for this trap. We got this log with some spikes on it, pretty simple stuff. Alright, moving on to this first shot we get of this giant bonfire. So this is when we first see Rave mode in this trailer. As you can see, the colors are starting to go on the grass, and then in the next image, we got like a first person shot of someone looking at their hands, like what the hell's going on. And so this is going to be Rave mode, or I think it's called Rave Vision. And the way you activate this is zombies are going to be dropping pouches around the map, like when you shoot them, like they dropped ammo and stuff in Zombies in Spaceland, and I'm pretty sure you have to pick those up and you throw them in the fire, and that like activates Rave Vision or whatever. But I'm pretty sure it only activates it for your specific character, or if both of you are standing around the fire. I'm not 100% sure on that, so we're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, so basically you're just blazing up, and that's how you turn on Rave Vision. So the next shot you see here is one of the most interesting in the trailer. You have the slasher, or what we think to be the slasher, but if you look closely at the hand that is gripping that chainsaw weapon, you'll notice that it is AJ's blue jacket. It looks exactly like it, and another difference that there is compared to the slashers, if you look at the screen, it's kind of like this like partial vision, like he's wearing a helmet or something. And that's what the slasher does too. He has a helmet, so you would instantly think this is the slasher, but this one looks kind of different. Like the slasher's is more of a square rectangle kind of visor, and this is more of like a jagged, like looks just like dirty and kind of like a mask or something. And that is definitely a blue jacket, the same one that AJ wears in this map. So I'm very, very interested to see what comes of this. Somehow maybe you can become the slasher or get his outfit on or something. I am not exactly sure. This is going to be super interesting to find out, and I bet it's going to be a sweet, sweet Easter egg. But I am really excited to find out more about this. Now, the next couple of shots are of the slasher himself. Now, if you didn't know, the slasher is going to be the new boss zombie of this map, like the Margwa, the Panzer, or the Brute in Zombies in Spaceland. This is going to be the new version of that, and it's the slasher, and this is when he is in rave mode. And as you can see, he does not have a blue jacket on. He has some chains wrapped around his arms, like around his wrists, and he does not have a blue jacket. He looks a lot different than the shot we had before of the first-person view, and you can't really see his face mask too well. You can't tell that it's a rectangle, but you'll be able to see it later on in the video. Yeah, this last image here is of him grinding his chainsaw against his face. Remember, Lee Ross said that this is one of the things he liked to do. I don't know why. I guess it's just kind of like one of those things to kind of make it creepy and like a horrifying kind of thing. And moving on, we see our first shot of the DJ, but if you look at the DJ's hand, you'll also notice that he is wearing the blue jacket like AJ. So this must be AJ again. And the only kind of explanation I have for this is that this is some sort of trap, because as you can see, the zombies are kind of gathering up below him, and in this clip the zombies are like dancing and everything, and then the DJ booth and everything explodes. So maybe this is some sort of trap where you lure all the zombies in with this kind of music and they all start dancing and they gather up, and then the speakers explode, and that is like how the trap works and kills the zombies and everything like that. Next, we get a shot of a zip line. Obviously, there's going to be zip lines in the map, I guess. I think there's going to be a couple of them throughout the map. Next, we have another clip of Rave Vision, and this time you can see the zombies. They have all this funky stuff all over them, and he's shooting them, and he killed one, and you see there's this big pink explosion. So maybe when you kill zombies in Rave mode, more stuff happens than just like seeing cool colors on stuff. Maybe like stuff explodes and other weird stuff happens. Obviously, we know the slasher comes during Rave mode. That is how you activate him. So that is going to be very interesting to see more about Rave mode. I think there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs and cool mysteries behind that, so it's going to be really, really awesome. Next, we get our first shot of the Pack-a-Punch machine, and as you can see, it is the exact same Pack-a-Punch machine from Zombies in Spaceland. And if you look to the right, you can see the wall in the background, and it has the exact same wallpaper as the Pack-a-Punch room in Zombies in Spaceland. Lee kind of already hinted at the Pack-a-Punch machine being the same and the whole room being the same, so it's looking like in Rave of the Redwoods you go to the same exact room to Pack-a-Punch that you did in Zombies in Spaceland. And this kind of connects into maybe being able to double Pack-a-Punch in Rave in the Redwoods by completing the Easter egg or upgrading the Pack-a-Punch machine with the alien fuse in Zombies in Spaceland. So if you've done that, I made a whole video on it, you can check it out too, but just kind of recap, if you have done that, then maybe it will already be upgraded for you to double Pack-a-Punch in Rave of the Redwoods, and that'll already be done for you. And maybe throughout the DLC season, we'll keep upgrading this Pack-a-Punch room and adding stuff to it till we get to the last map, and maybe the Pack-a-Punch machine will be able to do some fancy Pack-a-Punch, and then we'll be able to put the soul key in the soul jar and everything like that. It's going to be really cool, and we're just going to have to wait to play the map to find out more about this, but it definitely looks like the same exact Pack-a-Punch room. Now, the second part of this image is you can see the drumsticks in Andre's hands. You can tell you're playing as Andre. He has the grunge shirt on. This could possibly be his kind of melee weapon. So, like, each character has their specific melee kind of attack they do, and this might be Andre's. Maybe he whips out the drumsticks or something. I'm not exactly sure, but it looks pretty cool, and that would make sense since he is the grunge theme. Next, we get our first shot of the Wonder Weapon, the crossbow Wonder Weapon, and it has that fancy camo on it, which means it might be upgraded and Pack-a-Punched already, however you upgrade them or even get them, but it looks like it's going to be pretty cool looking. And you can see for a brief second, you do get him to shoot it, and when he shoots it, there's just this giant like beam of light that goes in the air, a huge explosion. So obviously these crossbows are going to be super good, and it looks like they have some sort of ability maybe, because this one just, he shoots an arrow and this whole big explosion happens. So that is going to be very interesting to find those and see how good they are. Hopefully they're pretty good, because the Wonder Weapons in Zombies in Spaceland are pretty good. And now we get our first shot of the Brute Slasher, or the Ultimate Slasher, whatever you want to call it. This is still the Slasher, but it is in some mutated form. Somehow you can mutate the Slasher, and it turns into this giant like mix between the Brute and the Slasher. Now, as you can see, he has those chains around his arms, and he has a helmet on. And in these images, you get a much better look at the helmet, and you can see it has that square kind of face shield on it. Another interesting thing I want to point out is, what is this like yellow kind of light that's underneath him? You see he's got this yellow light, and then he jumps right on top of it, almost of like that was like a target or something, like someone's controlling him, or maybe he kind of notifies you when he's going to jump. That's how you know where he's going to land or something like that. I'm not really sure, but that whole yellow kind of light underneath him is really, really interesting. And you can also see that he has a saw blade on his back, which is another hint that he is the Slasher mutated somehow, which is super, super cool. Now, the last shot of the trailer we get revealed what celebrity is going to be in this map, and as you can see, it is Kevin Smith. If you don't know who he is an actor and filmmaker. You can look him up on Google. There's tons of stuff about him. He looks like he's going to be the new David Hasselhoff of this map. As you can see, he's got a gun and he's kind of helping us out. So this is going to be the new David Hasselhoff, and you're going to have to unlock him somehow, and eventually I'm sure you can maybe be able to play as him as you were able to play as David Hasselhoff in Zombies in Spaceland. But yeah, guys, that is my breakdown of the Infinite Warfare Zombies Rave in the Redwoods trailer. Be sure to leave a comment down below and tell me what part of it you are most excited about and which part you thought was the coolest. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I better be seeing you in the next one. Catch you later.